When you go to see a Jason Statham movie, you know exactly what you're getting, and you know exactly what you're there for. You're there to see Jason Statham be whatever role, whatever job this movie requires him to be, and then he goes and beats someone up. That's the movie. And you know what? It works goddamn fine. And that's what A Working Man is. The Working Man is Jason Statham's brand new movie in theaters. This is being directed by David Ayer, who did The Beekeeper with Jason Statham. So, you know, obviously we're going off a good format here. But something that surprised me was David Ayer, who wrote the script, right? As well as directed. Now, of course, David Ayer, you all know David Ayer. Suicide Squad, the very first Suicide Squad. And, of course, The Beekeeper, which this is coming off of. He co-wrote this script with Sylvester Stallone. Yes, that Sylvester Stallone co-wrote the script. Oops, crazy. So this movie is based off of a novel, Levin's Trade, written by Chuck Dixon, who is one of the best comic book writers there is. Shouts out to Chuck Dixon. If you don't know who Chuck Dixon is, he created Bane, co-creator of Bane. He wrote Nightfall, the entirety of the Nightfall arc. He made Tim Drake Robin, like the Tim Drake Robin that we all know and love before DC ruined him with what he is now. He wrote, like, I believe the first 50 issues of Birds of Prey, too. Chuck Dixon has just done so much around comic books. And, of course, he's also written, not just DC, he's written for Punisher, for Marvel as well. And recently he's been writing for the Rippaverse. He wrote Horseman and Alpha Core. So, you know, Chuck Dixon, he's just a great writer. So when I heard that this was going to be based off his book, I was like, oh yeah, hell yeah. I'm excited. So, what is the plot of A Working Man? Well, Jason Statham plays Levin Cade, who's a former Marine, and he now works as leader of a construction team. And the daughter of the family, who runs the construction company, gets kidnapped by human traffickers. And the family says that they know, you know, Levin Cade's background. Can he please go get her back? Which is what he does. And we go from there. That's the movie. That's the premise. And we go from there. And Jason Statham just tries to find the girl, while at the same time accidentally taking down the Bratva, the Russian mafia that runs this organization. Or at least, you know, this is one of their organizations that they dip their toes into. And that's it. And that's the premise of the movie. Really simple. And then it's just Jason Statham's character, Levin Cade, beating the crap out of a bunch of Russian mobsters. It's great. Now, there's a side plot with Levin with his own daughter, where he's kind of, I guess, fighting for custody in a way. His daughter lives with her grandfather. And there's a bit of tension between Levin and the grandfather. There's a bit of a thing there, right, where he's trying to deal with his daughter and all that. I believe his grandfather, there's a point in the movie where his grandfather wants pretty much full custody over the granddaughter, and Levin's only left to see her like once a week for an hour, and it must be supervised and all this stuff. So he's doing that as well. The daughter very much wants to stay with him. That is like the two plots of this movie, essentially. The human trafficking plot and the side plot with the daughter. So Jason Statham as Levin Cade, he's Jason Statham. What do you think Jason Statham is? He's a tough, gruff, no-nonsense badass who beats the crap out of people. And it's awesome, and I love it. I go to Jason Statham movies for one purpose, and this movie fulfilled that purpose. And I can't really say too much about many of the cast. You know, there's they're pretty one-dimensional, really. Like, a lot of the characters are one-dimensional. Like, they're just like, oh, they're the human traffickers. They don't really have much beyond that other than they human traffic and they don't want to go back to prison, right? It's a brother-sister duo who are the human traffickers, and that's it, man. Like, I really don't know what you want me to say. I will say, the movie does lead at the very end to a potential sequel. Which I saw some people say, oh, they're building it up and then it just goes nowhere. It's like, no, they very clearly, he takes down the human traffickers, saves the daughter, and then the Russian mafia is like, well, this won't stand. Right? Like, very specifically, there's one guy who, because of what Jason Statham's character's done in the movie, has kind of ruined this guy's family. He tells, like, the Bratva, I will not let this stand. And they're like, well, you do understand that the Bratva comes before your personal issues. And he's like, yes, I understood. So it's, like, very clear he's going to be doing this crusade on his own. And that opens and leaves the door to a sequel if they want to do one. But at the same time, the movie can just end the way it did, and it's fine. Which it did, and it was fine. So yeah, A Working Man, it's a Jason Statham movie. I'm trying not to say too much because there's really not much to say. Right? A lot of the characters are very one-dimensional, there to move the plot, and they're just there for the plot, and they don't need to actually be anything more than what the plot needs them to be. So yeah, that is A Working Man. It is a good movie. I give it a 7.5 out of 10 because this is just a movie that you'll just rewatch and just be like, that's awesome. This is awesome action fun. It's like The Beekeeper. The Beekeeper is nothing special. But you watch The Beekeeper and you're like, that's fun. I like that. That's fun. That's what this is. It's fun. 7.5 out of 10 is A Working Man. And also, I just want to point out that the irony that this beat Snow White in the box office, by the way. And the irony that a movie called A Working Man beats Snow White is not lost on me. So that is A Working Man. If you've seen the movie, what do you think? Let me know in the comments down below. Thank you all so much for listening. I will see you guys next time.